Median sales price, also reflecting the behavior by the buyers that are not willing to play let's make a deal, because the median sales price decreased combined residential condo and condos in a 12-month period by $1,000. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hey guys, coming up, I got your condos. If you guys are interested in buying a condo, why not, guys? It's a good opportunity for you guys to get into the market because the sticker price isn't as hefty as you will find it in the single family residential market. By the way, I got that video, in case you missed it, I uploaded it to my YouTube channel last week. You catch that, or even on my Facebook channel. You could just scroll down below and you could find it there. What we found back in the numbers for the month of April was that inventory continues to be the common theme since the start of the year, right? And in the video that I did for residential, I tied it in with that song from NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye. Yeah, I know I can't sing, but it's bye 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 spelled differently, right? It's not bye bye bye, it's bye bye bye. Sellers want buyers to go bye bye bye, but they are not. And the numbers, you're gonna see how they're being reflected right now, the buyer behavior. I'm gonna show you those numbers coming up for King County, Seattle, Eastside, and an area of King County that once again is showing you, or at least offering buyers the most amount of inventory. So stick around for that real quick. Inventory, as I said, continues to grow. We saw statewide residential condos combined in the state of Washington year over year. We saw an increase by as much as 49% in total inventory. Okay. When it comes to month, March 2024, March 2025, we saw an increase of 24%. This is amazing. The amount of inventory continues to grow. And speaking of the number 24 of the 26 counties that are represented by the Northwest MLS here in the state of Washington, we saw an increase of inventory by as much of double digits. So it's out there. Again, guys, if you want to get into the market, consider a condo. And remember, a condo, don't think of it just like a building. It could also be, 3 homes in a little, patch of land. As long as there's some kind of HOA that you got to pay to maintain at least a road, it's considered a condo. So don't be scared by just a condo, thinking it's just like in a building. The median sales price, also reflecting the behavior by the buyers that are not willing to play let's make a deal, because the median sales price decreased combined residential condo and condos in a 12-month period by $1,000. Last year, April 2024, the number was 651,000. In April 2025, $650,000. Now, bringing it back home, like I said, I'm gonna do the condos in some of these areas. The condo market, again, is also reflecting the same thing itself, because when you look at the amount of inventory increase, year over year statewide, we saw as much as 298 new units hit the market here in the state of Washington. You're saying, well, 298 is not a lot, but remember, we're talking about condos, which is a lot less. You're gonna find a lot less condos than you are gonna find single family residential homes. When we're looking at the amount sold, condos sold in that same 12-month period, we saw a decrease as much as 23 units, and the median sales price for a condo in 2024, April 2024, was $519,000. April 2025, just last month, $515,000. Again, it's showing the behavior by the buyers, where this should be the hot market, where buyers are out there paying these crazy numbers. For whatever reason, the economy, whatever it may be, tariffs, blah, 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 consumer confidence, it's not happening right now, and you're gonna see the numbers reflected. So we're gonna take you right now quickly to King County. These are the numbers for King County. Again, we're doing condos. Comparing 2024 to 2025, the big number we're gonna see at the very start, very top, is an increase of new listings by as much as 25%. In the month of March, it was 19%. Looking at the number of days on market until sold, so as soon as the seller puts it on the market till it closes, 32 days. So it took 32 days to get it sold. We saw an increase of 33% for this time of period. Median sales price, $585 for a condo in April 2025, an increase of just 3%. And Again, you always see me look down. It's just my little cheat sheet trying to help me out here because it's a lot of numbers. Trust me, it's a lot of numbers to think of. The number for the month prior was 599. So right when you think every year the steam continues to go up and get really full, the locomotive going up there really fast for spring, this one's kind of like the locomotive is losing a little bit of steam here in the spring period for 2025. Inventory saw an increase in the month of April from 12 months prior by as much as 70%. In the month of March, that number was also at 70%. So strong sellers are out there trying to give buyers an opportunity. And I say that if you could afford it, think about doing it, because your competition is, again, they don't know what's going to happen. While they're kind of decided, if you could do it and you're confident, I think it's a good opportunity to go out there and pull that trigger, and at least for you home buyers, first-time home buyers, to finally get your own home. Stop paying freaking rent. Stop paying somebody else's mortgage. Always say that. And I get it. If you can't, you can't. Don't do it. If you don't confident, I always tell my buyers, if you can't, don't do it. We'll wait another year, 2 years. You don't want to pressure anybody to do anything they don't want to do, especially when we're talking about money. Month supply of inventory, 4.1. Remember, healthy market, finally, this number is 4 to 6 months. We're finally in the fours because the month prior, it was 3.3 months of inventory. Julie, what the hell does that mean? That means if I say 3.3, it would take about 3 months, a little over 3 months to sell everything in the market, active market right now. It'll take about 3 months. A healthy market, according to some of the experts, is 4 to 6 months. Saw an increase as much as 64%. The month prior, 57%. Now, moving on to Seattle. Again, this is the Seattle area. As I always tell you, this is what they consider, because some people say to me, hey, Julian, in Shoreline, I don't know the numbers. Well, Seattle, the Northwest MLS considers this the Seattle area, so just below Shoreline. So we're about Lake City right here, Mount Lake Terrace, here Magnolia here, West Seattle. This is the area. Now, these are the numbers for the Seattle market. Median sales price, $598, a decrease, slight decrease from the year prior. You figure now people would start buying to kind of increase that number? That ain't happening. The number for March, 627,500. It was an increase the month prior. Again, this is all reflected of the buyer attitude right now, how they are feeling, the consumer confidence, the buyer confidence right now in the economy, in the market. Active listings, an increase of 47%, so we're continuing to see that. Total active inventory the month prior was 55%. There you see pending sales, a decrease. Again, nobody's buyers are not quite happy with that. And inventory, at least the condition of the market. Inventory 4.15, just as we saw in King County. The month prior is 322. Take you out to the east side, which most of you can't afford. It is expensive out there, but there are some good opportunities out there. I don't think too expensive, especially the condo market if you want to buy a condo. The east side is just, it's different, right, than it is on the west side. West side, we have a lot more problems than they do on the east side. If you're not from here, yeah, you could totally tell. Downtown Seattle and Bellevue, downtown Bellevue, two different worlds. If you live in this area, you know exactly what I mean. Okay. Let's not get into that one. I gotta do a video on that. Why you shouldn't buy in downtown Seattle. Things need to change. Things need to change. Here are the numbers for, don't get me going. The east side, guys, median sales price, $754,500 for a condo in April 2025, a slight increase of 5%. That was actually an increase of 16% the month prior. The number here in the month of March, $710,000. How about this? Total active listings, an increase of 164% or 65%, whereas the month prior, 119. There is activity out there as far as the sellers. I can only imagine when the news gets better for buyers, it's gonna just poof. It's just gonna be craziness. It's gonna be pure craziness. Pending sales, again, buyer confidence right here. Not a lot of people trying to engaging from 1 year to another. Amounts sold, also a decrease. Inventory 3.46. Actually, the inventory for the east side, that dropped The Meyer is 2.46, so again, we're seeing a lot more inventory creeping up to the norm in what we saw for King County, which was what, 4.1 months worth of inventory. Now, the area that has the biggest amount of inventory for yet again another month is one that most of you are very familiar with, and it's I would say majority of my buyers would love to live here. All right, what area am I talking about? How about the Juanita Woodinville area? Okay, so for all of you that are not from this area, we're on the north side of Lake Washington. Here's downtown Seattle, here's Bellevue, we're on the north side. So it takes you around this area right here. Most of you can't afford this. It takes you all the way towards Leavenworth. We saw those numbers were just staggering, an increase of the month prior when it came to total active listings. We saw an increase by as much as 345%, right? Year over year of condos. And it had a lot to do with this whole area that we all know that we live here is Chateau Saint Michel. Is an amazing winery here. And on each side of the Chateau Saint Michel's, there's new developments. I think it's River Run and Heritage. I mean, those houses are like or like complex areas, like one in the $1 to $2 million range. And right across the street from it, same thing. I think it's Heritage Farms or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. Heritage Estates. I think it's Heritage Estates. That's also like near 3 million. So those are new complexes, and those are also being sold, but still very active in this area. So Julian, shut the hell up and tell us how much it increased in the month of April. Here you go. Yeah, I know I talk a lot. 20 plus years in television. Yeah, you just asked too many questions. Here it is. You probably didn't see it, so I'm gonna save it. So we showed you this area was 600. The median sales price for a condo is $555,000. The month prior is $610. Again, a decrease. Median sales price, 15% increase from 12 months prior. That number was at 38% in the month of March. Okay, so the total active listings. I remember I told you total active listing month of March was 345%. For the month of April, 417% increase in total active inventory for condos in that Juanita Woodinville area. Total active listings 119. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, the price point's a little bit higher because we are at the end of the day we're talking about the East Side. Even though it's not Bellevue, it's not Redmond, it's not Kirkland, it's still the East Side. And Woodinville's a fabulous place. I love it. That's one of my favorite neighborhoods in the entire I'm gonna say Western Washington, not just the East Side or King County. It's one of my favorite areas. It's just calm. It's so nice out there. Pending sales 26%. We do see an increase out there, so there is activity. There are buyers that are trying to take advantage of this massive inventory that we're seeing increase right there. You know, the year before, or the month before, there was no increase in regards to pending sales. It was at 0% from the 12 months prior, but we are seeing an increase here. Amount sold, a decline as much as 4%. The previous month, it was an increase of 40%. Inventory, geez, we're closing up on 5 months worth of inventory, which is fabulous out there. The month prior was 2.33. So this is, again, because people want to know where's a good opportunity, where's there more inventory, better chances of me buying would be this area. Guys, if you have an area that you'd like for me to cover for you guys, kind of dive more into the numbers, just let me know. Let me know down in the description. I'd be more than happy to do that for you guys and kind of share a little bit of the knowledge and maybe help somebody else that maybe doesn't know some of these other areas, or maybe you don't want to tell the people because you don't want them to drive up the price. You can always DM me, you can email me, and we'll talk, and I'd be more than happy to do that. Hey, remember guys, I greatly appreciate you liking this video, turning on notifications, subscribing. That way we can help each other out. So again, guys, if you could do it, if you could afford it, maybe now is a good opportunity when your competition is scared for you to get in there and finally have your own home or condo of your own. Good luck.